The Russian president has emphasized the importance of a swift political and diplomatic resolution to the ongoing Iranian conflict. This stance comes amid recent contacts with Gulf leaders, the Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian, and other regional figures, highlighting a concerted effort to de-escalate tensions.
Can you tell us more about your call with Russian President Vladimir Putin today?
Yes.
What did you discuss?
Yes, I had a very good call with President Putin. And it's going to be ended soon. And if it starts up again, they'll be hit even harder.
On Iran, you called it an excursion. You said it would be over soon. Are you thinking this week it will be over?
No.
In recent discussions, the U.S. has seen a noticeable shift in tone. Following a tense phone call with Vladimir Putin, President Donald Trump indicated that the conflict with Iran might be nearing its end. He suggested that most of Iran's military capabilities have been dismantled and claimed significant progress in achieving U.S. military objectives. Trump asserted that Iran's leadership has been largely destroyed and emphasized that further strikes would follow if the conflict reignites. Trump also highlighted that Iran's naval forces have been severely weakened, with nearly all their ships sunk and their missile and drone capabilities reduced to a fraction of what they once were.
Thank you, Mr. President. On Iran, you called it an excursion. You said it would be over soon. Are you thinking this week it will be over?
No,
Are you talking
but soon.
about days?
I think soon.
Okay, and with respect
Very
to...
soon. Look, everything they have is gone, including their leadership. In fact, there are two levels of leadership, and even actually, as it turns out, more than that. But two levels of leadership are gone. Most people have never even heard about the leaders that they're talking about. So it's obviously been very, very powerful, very effective. We're way ahead of schedule. Our military is the greatest in the world, with the greatest equipment and the greatest people in the world. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Iran's a very powerful country. They were going to take over the Middle East. If we did not hit them, they were going to take over the Middle East. They had thousands and thousands since their last hit. They had thousands and thousands of missiles and everything else. Most are now destroyed.
He pointed out that over 5,000 targets related to missile and drone manufacturing and storage have been hit, making it difficult for Iran to rebuild these systems. The U.S. leader framed the campaign as successful in preventing Iran's expansion and potential dominance over the Middle East, asserting that Iran was planning to take over the region and threaten Israel. Meanwhile, Iran continues to resist, launching its 33rd missile attack against Israel, demonstrating that it remains committed to its military campaign despite international pressure. Reports indicate increased casualties and ongoing destruction, with Israel struggling to intercept all incoming Iranian missiles.
Doing all of these things, we're achieving major strides toward completing our military objective. And some people could say they're pretty well complete. We've wiped every single force in Iran out very completely. Most of Iran's naval power has been sunk. It's on the bottom of the sea. It's almost 50 ships. I was just notified it's 51 ships. I didn't know they had that many. Didn't last very long. And these are fighting vessels. They're meant to fight, but they're not meant to fight against us. We continue to target Iran's drone and missile capabilities. Their drones are way down. Their drone manufacturing's been hit starting today. We know all of the places they manufacture the drones, and they're being hit one after another. Their missile capability is down to about 10%, maybe less. We're also hitting where they make missiles and where they deliver missiles. We've struck over 5,000 targets to date, some of them very major targets, and we've left some of the most important targets for later in case we need to do it. If we hit them, it's going to take many years for them to be rebuilt. And look, there's tremendous hatred between President Putin and President Zelensky. They can't seem to get it together. But I think it was a positive call on that subject. And we obviously talked then about the Middle East. And he wants to be helpful. I said, you could be more helpful by getting the Ukraine-Russia war over with. That would be more helpful. But we had a very good talk, and he wants to be very constructive. Yeah.
Trump also highlighted that Iran's naval forces have been severely weakened, with nearly all their ships sunk and their missile and drone capabilities reduced to a fraction of what they once were. He pointed out that over 5,000 targets related to missile and drone manufacturing and storage have been hit, making it difficult for Iran to rebuild these systems. The U.S. leader framed the campaign as successful in preventing Iran's expansion and potential dominance over the Middle East, asserting that Iran was planning to take over the region and threaten Israel. Meanwhile, Iran continues to resist, launching its 33rd missile attack against Israel, demonstrating that it remains committed to its military campaign despite international pressure. Reports indicate increased casualties and ongoing destruction, with Israel struggling to intercept all incoming Iranian missiles. The recent call between Trump and Putin marked the first direct contact since late 2025, focusing on Iran and Ukraine. Putin urged a quick political resolution to the Iran crisis, expressing concern about regional stability. Trump echoed this desire, suggesting that the conflict could be over soon, asserting that Iran's leadership has been decimated and that the U.S. is close to achieving its military goals. Throughout the discussions, both leaders acknowledged the importance of diplomacy. Trump emphasized the need for a rapid ceasefire in Ukraine and highlighted ongoing U.S. efforts in the region. Meanwhile, Iran remains defiant, continuing missile attacks and showing no signs of backing down, highlighting the fragile and volatile state of the Middle East. The international community watches closely as these developments unfold, with many analysts speculating that the conflict's resolution may be imminent, while others warn of the risk of further escalation.